In this video, it is shock upgrade time for the Arrma Mini Kraton. We have the 63 and 75 millimeter shocks that Hot Racing makes for this platform. We're going to be doing a test of factory shocks versus these. What are the pros, what are the cons, and showing you how to get them installed on your own Arrma Mini Kraton. If you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Troy. This is Roadside RC. You'll tend to find me bashing or crawling or drifting or racing, plus doing product review videos and how-tos. Let's get started by, I want to do a baseline with the factory shocks, show you some footage of it jumping. I'm also going to do a drop test here on the bench just to see how the suspension reacts. That initial test actually proves kind of what I thought I had been seeing. Driving around in the yard, love how the suspension's damped. Smaller jumps and bumps, kind of like something, you know, a few inches high. It also does pretty well. But when you go big, it really struggles to handle it a little bit. Looks like the shocks are bottoming out and I'm getting like a big rebound bump. Now we might be able to just handle that with additional thicker shock fluid. This is all tuning, right? We may give up some of our ability to drive smoothly on some of the softer ground around. But what I'm really curious about is running these Hot Racing. Let's get into how we're going to install these. What you need to install these shocks is actually just kind of basically the bare minimum of tools. 700 CST shock oil is what the factory shock oil is for the Arrma Kraton, so I can leave you a link to it down in the video description. 1.5 2mm hex driver along with my Works electronic screwdriver and a pair of shock pliers. And I used my Cow RC screw catcher little mat for keeping the screws secure while I was swapping the shocks over. This is all that I used in order to get these installed. I'll have a link to all these down in the video description. We're going to start here on the front to get the factory shocks off. Not that hard. 2mm driver. And the shock just comes right out. And it's now that we get our first opportunity to look at these shocks side by side, and I'll say there's a couple things that very quickly and easily stand out. First is the Hot Racing comes with a little shock bleeder cap. So after we put oil in it, because I'm betting there's no oil in these things, after we put some oil in them, it'll be very easy to get all the air out. You'll notice that the shock bodies are fully threaded all the way down where they're not on the factory. But I think probably the biggest deal here, as I look on the Facebook group and see people talking about breaking the factory shocks, is how much thicker these Hot Racing shock shafts are. I mean, it is just noticeably different. That makes quite a big difference. I do like the dust shield that is on the factory Arrma one that's not on the Hot Racing. First thing that we need to do is get this bad boy opened up and get some oil inside of it. Now, a 700 CST oil is what should have come in these shocks from the factory, and so that is what I have and what I'm going to be putting back into these Hot Racing. That way we're not changing oils and testing that difference. We're literally only testing the spring and piston difference with the Hot Racing themselves. I'm going to put some of the oil down here in it. We're going to make sure that it is basically full. And then what we're going to want to do is work this shock shaft up and down a little bit. And as you do so, you're going to get bubbles out of the top of it. I'm going to set the shock here and give it a minute for all those bubbles to dissipate out of the top. We're going to take this 1.5mm nut driver and just take this small bleeder screw out. And then we're going to screw the cap back on. Notice it has a rubber grommet up there at the top. You want to squish but not deform that rubber grommet, so you only go so tight up here at the top. You should be able to then, with the bleeder hole open, work it and not see any fluid come out. You might hear a few more bubbles and stuff coming. And then I'm going to put that screw right back in it. The shock is now assembled. sounds quiet. I don't hear any noises coming out of it or anything. Sounds great. The finger dyno here says those are probably pretty close. Hot racing might be just a little bit stiffer. And now it comes to inputting the shocks onto the chassis. So we're just going to slide this in here. Note that I did not move over the little pillowy ball that was on the old shocks, because the new shocks don't need them. They're already designed at the right diameter. I did leave the breather screw to the top. Gee, it's like they were made for it or something. You couldn't ask for any that bolted on any easier than that. Well, it fits beautifully. I don't see any binding. I don't see any issues like that. Even though it does look like the eye-to-eye length is slightly longer on the hot racing. Yeah, I think you can see it. I don't know, can you see it here in the camera? This side it travels down farther than the other side due to that extra length. In general, I would typically say that's a good thing when you're going to be doing big jumps and stuff. It's going to allow that suspension to hit earlier than it does the other side. And so it means it's going to start to catch that jump earlier than the factory shock would. Only issue that you've got to watch out for, this has been a historic Arrma thing, the further down you let that droop occur, the more you put those drive shafts in a bind, because you're increasing the angle on those drive shafts. So long term, may need to watch that extra little bit of length doesn't cause any durability on a drive shaft kind of thing. I'm going to go ahead and swap over this other side. I'll do it off camera because of course it's going to be the same, and then we'll hop around to the rear. I've already assembled these rear shocks from Hot Racing, just like I did the fronts that we saw earlier. Same 700 CST oil in them, same process, same procedure and everything. What I notice here is these shocks are actually the exact same length, it looks like, as the factory shocks. I'm feeling pretty similar on the finger dyno here. Again, looking at those shock shafts, sure looks beefier on the Hot Racing side. Love that. I'm going to bolt it back up, the 2 screws, just like it came off. I'm going to go ahead and swap the other one over off camera, and then we're going to be going and giving these a test. From just the drop test alone, actually, I'm noticing a difference here. The dampening and the rebound actually looks, I want to say basically the same, but it does look like the overall truck is sitting higher than it was before. So for big jumps, that's great because again, you're absorbing that impact from a larger distance and it wants to stand up higher. A little nervous though about handling and that kind of thing. Again, those bumps and everything in my backyard. I don't know, maybe I'm going to be a fan of the factory shocks or at least the factory springs. Let's put it that way. Let's fire it up and go give it a run around the backyard and see how that compares to the baseline. Back from the initial bash and running the dog test. And you know, it's really kind of hard to see, just as I drove it around there, much of a difference in overall performance. I noticed the truck still bounced on the big jumps. It would still bounce up in the air. I even got one time, and I think this is the only time I've gotten this so far, where it actually bounced forward. That was different than what I've seen in the past. The bottom line for me is, if you are looking to change out your factory shocks, and if you are having issues potentially just with the shock shafts breaking, a lot of folks are complaining about the E-clips and the pistons up at the top breaking, then these Hot Racing seem to be a very strong, viable alternative. You're not giving up a lot of the performance, a lot of the good that was with these factory shocks. You're not giving that up, but you are getting that extra durability, all those metal rod ends, and that extra thick shock shaft. I think these are a keeper for now. They're going to be staying on this truck as we continue to drive it, as we continue to use it. We are going to, we'll continue to have these on here. And so if you see this video and it's been 6 months, it's been a year, it's been whatever, feel free to ask down below how they're doing, and I will give you more of a long-term update. If you have any questions or anything that I didn't answer about them, please leave them down in the video comments and I'll be happy to answer it there. If you are interested in getting these shocks, then the fine folks actually at Hobby Etc., one of the largest hobby shops in the Northeast, actually sent these to me for this video. So thank you to them. You can pick them up straight from their website, or of course anywhere that hot racing is sold. I will have a link to them down in the video description where you can pick them up. And I have some other fun hot racing parts for this Mini Kraton that I want to try out, that I've been looking to test and to get installed. So if you are curious about those, then I'm going to be having a whole Arrma Mini Kraton playlist that'll be popping up over here to your right, and I hope to see you in one of those videos. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.